Dear students, yesterday we discussed about the amplitude shift keying, phase shift keying and frequency shift keying in binary domain, and I'm your teacher Asif Said Khan. Today we discuss the rest of the shift keying techniques like minimum shift key, quadrature phase shift keying and quadrature amplitude modulation. So we start with the some idea about the what is the minimum shift keying. We already discussed in binary phase shift keying, which is also known as non-continuous FSK. In binary phase shift keying, there are two frequencies for logic 1 and logic 2. Logic 0 is transmitted. So it is noticed that when the input change from logic 1 to logic 0 or vice versa in frequency shift keying, there is an abrupt phase discontinuity in the analog signal which is actually transmitted. When this occurs, the detector has trouble to follow the frequency shift consequently, and so the error may be occurs. So due to this abrupt phase discontinuity in non-continuous FSK, there is some complexity to at the detector side and the error may occur. So this problem can be overcome through the use of minimum shift keying. So minimum shift keying is a part of continuous phase frequency shift keying. In minimum shift keying, the continuous phase frequency shift keying signal with the deviation ratio half is used. It is known as minimum shift keying. So with MSK, the two frequency marks and space frequency are related such that they are separated from the center frequency by an exact multiple of the 1/2 the bit rate. So FM is equal to Fs is equal to n FB by 2, where n is any integer. So in our binary phase shifting case, if n is 1, then Fs and Fm marks and space frequency is equal to Fb by 2. So half of the uh, bit rate. So these two condition, so this condition is used to convert CPFSK into MSK, and also the MSK signal should satisfy these two conditions. First, the modulating pulse must be symmetrical about Ft plus Tb by 2 or 0 otherwise, and the modulated carrier has to have a constant envelope, so there is no change in the amplitude of the transmitted carrier signal. And this is the just two. First is non-continuous FSK and second diagram is for the our MSK or continuous phase FSK with deviation ratio of half. So here is the representation of these two. Above is first frequency is Fs, then marks, then Fs, and then marks. In lower side, the for logic 1 and logic 0. So here we see that the phase is continuous in the nature, no abrupt change between the uh, phase in the signal. So this is the some idea about the what is minimum shift keying. For detail, you refer any textbook like Simon Atkins, where the mathematical expression is also available for detail. So we just shift to another topic, which is the quaternary phase shift keying, QPSK. It is also called quadrature phase shift keying. It's also a constant called a constant amplitude modulation because the amplitude is constant in overall the process. So we know that n is equal to log 2 of m. So here m is 4 quadrature. So log 2 of 2 to the power 2. So n is equal to 2. So it means there is a 4 output phases because m is equal to 4, and the 4 different input condition because n is equal to 0. So it means it have the 2 bits combination. So four possible conditions is occurs. So condition is 0 0, 0 1, 1 0 and 1 1. So with QPSK the binary input data are combined into group of 2 bits. It's called D bits. In the modulator, each bit D bits code generate one of the four possible output phase: plus 45 degree angle, plus 135 degree angle, minus 45 degree angle and minus 135 degree angle. In BPSK there is separation between the 2 points for logic 1 and logic 0 is either 0 or 180 degree, but here is the separation, here is 4 point and the separation between the two possible output phases is 90 degree. So this is our QPSK modulator diagram. So before going to what is the mathematical equation of this QPSK, as the phase is written, it is V QPSK is equal to EC amplitude cos 2 pi FCT plus 2n minus 1 T. So 2n, n is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So first equation is cos 2 pi FCT plus pi by 4, cos 2 pi FCT plus 3 pi by 4, and other two is just minus terms. So there is four changes, four different phases in overall 0 to 360 degree. So QPSK modulator transmitter. So here is input data come by in the binary form FB. So lower is bit clock for due to which is used for setting the duration. Then the bit splitter. There is two phase, in phase and quadrature phase, and bit clock is provided also. So upper side is our in phase channel and lower side is our quadrature phase channel. So for in phase channel, logic 1 is plus volt and logic 0 is minus volt, and similarly in quadrature phase channel, logic 1 is plus 1 volt and logic 0 is minus 1 volt. So input binary data bit rate is FB. So if we split the bits in two parts, so bit rate is FB by 2 and FB by 2. Then after this, the balance modulator, which is used in A modulation, is used, which is used to multiply the inputs and cosine, which is generated locally by the reference carrier oscillator sine 2 pi FCT or sine 2 omega CT, and 90 degree because lower one is quadrature phase, so it is this sine is 90 degree shift and convert in cos and multiply with this input. Then we get at the output depends on the plus minus is sine omega CT and plus minus cos omega CT. Then the band pass filter is used for desired band to pass, and the linear sum is sum at these two, and then again band pass filter for filtering, and then the QPSK is generated. So the description is that 2 bits, D bits are clocked into the bit splitter. One bit is directed to the in phase channel and other is the quadrature phase channel. The in phase bit modulates a carrier that is in phase with the reference oscillator, and the Q bits modulate a carrier that is 90 degree out of phase of quadrature with the reference carrier. So Q are the quadrature channel. QPSK modulator is the two BPSK modulator combined in the parallel. So for a logic 1 plus 1 volt and logic 0 minus 1 volt, the two phase are possible at the output of the in phase balance modulator, either plus sine omega CT or minus sine omega CT, and similarly two phases are possible at the quadrature side, plus cos omega CT and minus cos omega CT. Thus when these two signals are combined, four possible resultant phasors given in the expression. First is plus sine omega CT plus cos omega CT plus sine omega CT minus cos omega sine CT. minus sine omega ct plus cos omega ct and minus sine omega ct minus cos omega ct. So these are four resultant phasors come. So this in the truth table. So here is the binary input, quadrature phase and in phase. If inputs is 0 0, then the QPSK output phase is 1 minus 135 degree, and for 0 1 minus 45, for 1 0 plus 135, and both are 1 1, then plus 45. This is the QPSK modulator truth table, and here we see the phasor diagram. So here we got the four phasor, both are cos omega ct, sin omega ct. It's come for 1 1. So so it's for quadrature phase is in phase. So here sin omega ct plus 45. Then here is just reverse, minus cos minus sine. So here is sin omega ct minus 135. Here is minus 45 and here is plus 45. So this is the phasor diagram. We get the four phasors. And this is our constellation diagram. It represents 1 1 as a point, 1 0 as a point, 0 0 and 0 0 1 in the signal space diagram. So this is our constellation diagram, and this is our output waveform. Here d bits inputs, outputs. So 1 0, then the waveform resultant with the plus 135 degree, and 0 1 is minus 45, means 315 degree. So the difference between these two is 90 degrees. So here is the 90 degree angle in each transition. So we got this type of QPSK output waveform. So QPSK, each of the four possible outcome phases have exactly the same amplitude. There will be an angular separation between any two adjacent phasor in QPSK is 90 degree, already discussed. Therefore QPSK signal can undergo almost plus 45 or minus 45 shift in phase during transmission. So this is then we come to our receiver side. So in receiver side, QPSK signal is come, then again band pass filter, then the power splitter. And if we assume that the signal come in the form of minus sine omega ct plus cos omega sine ct, so it goes to in phase and quadrature phase also. Here is carrier recovery sine omega ct, because the same sine omega ct is used at the receiver, which is used at the side of transmitter. So we recover the same from the inputs and apply to the upper side is same as sine omega ct, the product detector, and this is multiply with this, and we get this multiplication. Similarly, it is 90 degree shift and then multiplied, and we get the multiplication of this minus sign with the cos. Then the low pass filter, which is selected the portion for our desired logic, and then then we just collect these two logic for quadrature phase and in phase, and the output is come in this fashion, Q and I. So here we receive data in the d bits, and here is clock recovery for synchronization purpose. So here we use the two things, carrier recovery or carrier synchronization, and clock recovery or called clock synchronization, which we discuss later in the topic synchronization. So so this is the explanation. Power splitter direct the input QPSK signal to in phase and quadrature product detector and carrier recovery circuit. The carrier recovery circuit reproduces the original transmitted carrier oscillator signal. The QPSK signal is demodulated in phase product detector, which generate original I and Q data bits. So for that, this is our mathematics. Here we see that if the input is minus sine and this, it's multiplied with this sine omega ct in phase part. So here this is this minus is inside. So this minus 2 pi ct multiplies with sine 2 omega ct, and cos and sine is multiple. Then we just elaborate and simplify this trigonometric equation. Then we get this equation, and this is filter out with the low pass filter which is used because it's dedicated to omega ct, and this is equal to 0 sine 2 omega ct, and is 0, so we get minus half of volt, which is represent the minus means it's represent the logic 0. Similarly, in quadrature phase we get the plus 1 volt, which is equal to the logic 1. So what is the output of in phase is 0, and output of quadrature phase is 1. So in this diagram it's 1 and it's 0, so output is 1 0. And then we come to the bandwidth of the M array encoding technique. So here is the bandwidth fb by n. So here we n is equal to 2, so fb by 2. So it's fb by 2 is our bandwidth is equal to the baud rate. Then we come to our next topic, which is a quadrature amplitude modulation. In BPSK, QPSK and MRAPSK, we transmit any symbol interval, one signal or another, which are distinguished from one another in phase, but all have the same amplitude. So what is the meaning of that? In any PSK, BPSK, QPSK and further 8 PSK, 16 PSK we use, so we have only phase change but the same amplitude. But in order to improve the noise immunity of the system, allow to the signal vector to differ not only in their phase but also in amplitude. So in QAM, the phase as well as amplitude both are changed according to the inputs data. So a system involved phase as well as amplitude shift keying is called quadrature amplitude modulation, or simply quadrature amplitude phase shift keying, or simply QAM. So in QAM, it's a M array encoding technique with 8 QAM, 3 bits is encoded forming, so it's called 3 bits, and the producing 8 different output phases and amplitudes. So if we use 8 QAM, what is the meaning of n is equal to m is equal to what is n is so we use a 3 bits and total 8 possible outputs. So 8 QAM modulator transmitter or generator, so the bits splitter convert incoming serial bits into parallel, so 3 bits outputs. In QPSK, quadrature phase shift keying, we have a D bits, combination of 2 bits. Here we have a 3 bits. So here we use a 3 channel I, Q and C in phase, quadrature phase and channel. So with bit rate of FB by 3, at that bit rate is FB by 2. So this, so and then this go to the 2 to 4 level converter, convert parallel input digits into the analog voltage. So here is the diagram of 8QM. Here is in bits come, then bit splitter. So in phase, quadrature, in phase and channel phase. So this Q is send, this bit is send in here, and this bit is send here by the bit splitter, and this third control bit is called control channel, which is go to the this diagram. So here is digital to analog converter, D2N converter. So this 2 level, because there is 2 bits come, I bit and C bits. So this 2 to 4 level converter, 2 to 4 level converter, which convert this into 4 PAM level. So because the combination is 2 bits, so its represent is either 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1. So there is 4 level of PAM converter. Similarly, in lower side in quadrature channel, same work is done. So then after that, the product modulator, which multiply this 4 level PAM signal with the oscillator output, and here is 90-degree shift for the quadrature phase. Then again linear summer and band pass filter which generate the 8 QAM output. So here is the description. The in phase and quadrature phase determine the polarity of analog signal, and the control bit determine the magnitude. So the magnitude of in and Q phase will be equal always. So 2 to 4 level in channel PAM signal modulate the carrier that is in phase with the reference oscillator, and Q channel PAM signal modulates a carrier that is 90-degree out of phase with the reference oscillator. So 4 phases and amplitude are possible at output of input and quadrature channel. So this is the 2 to 4 level converter. So if input bit is either 0, so in phase or quadrature phase channel bit is 0 or 1, then what is the output of the amplitude output as per the control bit. If I and Q is either I and Q is 0 and C is 0, then output is output amplitude is minus 0.451, and for another case it's minus 1.301, and so on. So there is 4 possible amplitude magnitude amplitude changes. So when the linear summer combine the signal, there are 8 possible resultant, 4 from in phase and 4 from quadrature phase, and similarly 4 different resultant amplitude at the QAM modulator output. And this is the complete 8 QAM output with amplitude and phase. So when Q is 0, I is 0 and C is control bit is 0, then amplitude is this 0.765 and phase is minus 135, and so on for all the possible combination for these 3 bits in 8 QAM. So this is the phasor diagram. It's represent in the combination of 3 bits. So it's a phasor diagram of 3 bits 110, and it's represent the 2 points. So here is the value is 110 for 0.165 its amplitude, and here is 1 for 111 because the at the plus 45 110 and 111 both are represented as the angle of plus 45 with these 2 different amplitudes. So here in the diagram at 45 degree these 2 points is represented. Similarly in this side and this side at minus 135 and minus 45 and plus 135. So we represent the 8 phasors in this diagram. So we get the constellation diagram. Here is 0.110, here is 0.111, and other point in this side, and all. So we get the total 8 points in 8 QAM. And then we come to our QAM receiver. So input is coming from this side, 8 QAM input. Let's go to the band pass filter first, then power splitter which split this signal in 2 parts, in phase and quadrature phase. The carrier recovery which is used to generate the same carrier frequency which is used at the transmitter side. Then again product detector which multiply in phase from sin omega ct and quadrature phase with cos omega ct. Then we get output which go to the analog to digital converter. So we get the quadrature phase and control bit, quadrature bit and control bit lower side, and similarly in phase bit and control bit from other side. Then output come in the combination of these 3 bits, and lower we also use the clock recovery for the proper synchronization of the received bits. So the power splitter direct 8 PSK input to 8 PSK means 3-bit combination to in phase, quadrature phase and carrier recovery circuit. So carrier recovery circuit generate carrier signal from the received signal. The incoming 8 PSK modulate with the recovered carrier in phase and in phase channel and the quadrature in Q phase channel. The output of the in phase and Q phase channel produce go to the product detector are 4 level PAM signal. This 4 PAM signal fed into the A to D converter to convert into the digital form. So the parallel to serial circuit is used to convert in phase I and C and Q and C bits paired to serial I, Q and C bits at the output data stream. So the bandwidth of this 8 QAM is FB by N. If we use 3 bits, so FB by 3 divided in 3 bits, so it is same as the 8 PSK. And this diagram is represented the just a comparison between the digital modulation technique which we discussed. So if parameter is modulation, then in ASK amplitude is modulated, in FSK frequency is modulated, in BPSK phase, QPSK phase, 8 PSK is phase, 16 PSK is phase, and QAM is amplitude and phase also. So but main measure is amplitude, and bits per symbol is 1 1 1 2 3 in 16 PSK 4. Here we use a three bits or quad bits, depends on if it's 8 QM it's 3 bits, if 16 QM we use a quad bits. Output possible phases is 2 2 2 4 8 16. Here is either 8 for 8 QM, 16 for 16 QM. So minimum bandwidth requirement is FB 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 by 2 FB by 3 FB by 4 for 8 QM, FB by 3 for 16 QM, FB by 4. Symbol duration is TB TB, in 8 QSK 2 TB, because here we combine 2 bits, and in 8 PSK 3 TB 4 TB, in our 8 QM is 3 TB, and baud rate is just same as the bandwidth, FB 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 by 2 FB by 3 FB by 4 and FB by 3 or FB by 4. And the application is used for land mobile paging in FSK, deep space telemetry cable modem, QPSK satellite CDMA cable modem, and 8 PSK same satellite telemetry for monitoring broadcasting, 16 aircraft pilots and other monitoring video systems, and 8 QM microwave digital and radio and modem. So this is all for our digital modulation techniques. Hope you understand. So thank you. This is for today's lecture, and